Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Woke by Accident podcast. I am your host, Jan Washington. This is a weekly chat about socially conscious topics impacting the culture. I would like to extend my gratitude in you listening to this podcast. It means everything to me, and I hope it is clear that this subject matter is so important to me. I care about our people, our future, and making a positive change in this nation. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Woke by Accident podcast. And this episode is especially for the Content Creators of Color Challenge. Today, I want to talk about an update in a police shooting case from earlier in the year concerning Isiah Brown from Virginia. We covered this story on my podcast as well. And so the original incident occurred on April 21st. Isiah Brown was at his mother's house and he called in to 911 for a disagreement that had happened at the house with a family member. When the responding deputy, David Turyfill, drove up and exited his vehicle, he shot Brown 8 times. And so in a portion of the 911 call released by the police, Turyfill seems to have thought that Isiah Brown had a gun, and the officer is heard yelling for Brown to drop the gun on the recording. Now, Brown was unarmed. Okay, he did not have any weapon. What he did have in his hand was a phone in his hand at the time of the shooting, and he obeyed all police and dispatcher commands. So as a result, Brown was shot 8 times, and Turyfill was charged with a felony reckless handling of a firearm, according to a special grand jury indictment back in July. Turyfill had been placed on administrative duty since the shooting, according to a past statement from the Spotsylvania Sheriff's Office. The county sheriff is also listed as a defendant in the lawsuit. So that is the update in the case today, that Isiah Brown, who was shot 8 times earlier this year in April, is now filing a lawsuit for $26.35 million against the 2 officers involved in this shooting, which are Deputy David Turyfill and County Police Chief Roger Harris, both of the Spotsylvania County Police. And Isiah Brown is being represented by David Haynes of the Cochran Law Firm, according to ABC News. The lawsuit states that Turyfill was negligent, committed battery, and used excessive force during the incident. Attorney Haynes also states that the shooting caused life-altering injuries for Brown, which will leave him with permanent damage for the rest of his life. Isiah Brown's life will never be the same after this tragic encounter with Deputy David Turyfill. Our hope is that the lawsuit will provide a measure of justice for Mr. Brown and force Spotsylvania Police Department to enhance their training and update their policies and procedures so that this never happens to another person. So we see a lot of these shootings, and it just really points to training and policy and procedure. Is this protocol? It doesn't appear to be so. You know, the matter with the gentleman being pulled over, his whole entire family being made to get out of the car, and they're feverishly searching through his car. The violation of the 4th Amendment. Is that protocol? Yes, he agreed to a search, but was it warranted? You know, you just really wonder about the training and the policy of the officers across the country, because you keep seeing that in from state to state to state. So that is the latest in the matter of Isiah Brown as of October 20th. This incident occurred back in April. He really was impacted physically by this shooting. So it's a wonder that he survived. It really is. And so we wish the best for the Brown family, and we'll keep you guys informed of this matter on my podcast, Woke by Accident, as we near the end of our challenge for the Content Creators of Color Challenge. Stay tuned for more to come from us, and we have enjoyed putting out this content. And as always, I thank you guys for listening.